Writing a diary is one of the most meaningful habits you can create. As you jot down your thoughts and feelings on paper, you go from being merely a protagonist of your life to becoming the author. Can you imagine what it's like someday, 10, 20 years from now, you'll be opening your own diary and be transported to your life back then? It reminds me of that scene in Harry Potter when Harry meets Tom Riddle for the first time by writing in Tom's diary. And more than reading words, the diary allows Harry to travel in time and space. Your diary will stand as a chronicle of your life story. There you'll be finding your dreams, your hopes, your fears, your sorrows, your growth. It is a magical place where a piece of your soul will reside beyond your time here on earth. So in this video, I'm going to share a step-by-step guide on how to write a diary so you can live a life that is story-worthy. The first step is to find a dedicated diary that feels special to you. And this is going to be important for you to maintain the habit of keeping a diary. And here's why. According to James Clear, the author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits, having a dedicated object or space to your habits will serve as a visual cue, a reminder to trigger your behavior. So if you can, find a dedicated journal for this purpose only. Of course, that you can also keep a digital diary, but personally, I find it way more satisfying to write on paper. And also with the journal, you don't have notifications, you don't have distractions like you have on your phone or on a laptop. You can also choose different types of journals. It can be a blank journal, it can be a line journal. And what I like to do, and I'm looking here because I have here my diaries, what I like to do is that I choose one specific dedicated journal for each year. For example, this is this year's journal. This is like leather. It's a brand called Napadori, and you can open. And also for my 30th birthday last year, what I did was to give a gift to myself. This is the fountain pen that I now write with every single day. I also have here my first diary at the age of 5, 6. This is a very special one to me. And here are other examples of dedicated journals that I've been keeping throughout the years. The second step is to date your entries. Adding a date will help you stay organized and provide context when you look back on your entries in the future. If you're like me, you can also put the date of the week and your location alongside the date. Something that I noticed is that this practice helps me recall events of my life from the past. For example, if I ask you, what were you doing in February of 2022? A few of us will actually remember. But when you write by hand your life on paper, research shows that the chances of you retaining information and remembering are much higher. This practice will give you a more coherent story of your life. It will strengthen your sense of self and even find more meaning in your life experiences. The third step is to open with Dear Diary. This is a personal choice, so go with what works best for you. But what is great about addressing the diary is that you'll be creating a relationship with it. You're bringing life to the experience. It will feel more like talking to a friend more than just writing or talking to yourself. And if you want to go extra mile, you can also give a name to your diary. If you're new to journaling, this may help you let your words flow with more ease. And now we're going to explore what to write in a diary. Imagine that there is the world, what happens to you, and then there is you, what's under your agency. Your writing will be the bridge between the two. So you can begin by describing an event or a situation or a conversation that comes to mind. And now you can apply the 4 elements to describe how you relate to that event. And here's what I mean. For example, you can begin with the earth elements. So you're going to use your 5 senses to help you with the description. You can begin with sights. What were you seeing in that moment? Sound. What were you hearing? Then you can also describe touch. Now you go to taste. And lastly, the sense of smell. Was there any fragrance? Was it maybe the smell of a food that reminds you of your childhood? And the sense of smell is so important because it brings back so many memories. And now we go to the element of water, which is all about your feelings. How do you feel about that situation? A good journaling prompt for you to begin with is simply I felt that completes the sentence. And be honest, because writing in a diary can be very cathartic to many people because you give yourself permission to just be yourself on the page. I also understand that maybe like me, you had someone reading your diary before, and so it's hard for you to find safety on that page. If that happened to you, I also have a video on how to hide your diary, and I hope it's useful for you. And now we go to the element of air, which is your mind. What were your thoughts about it? Some prompts that may be helpful are I think, what story is being played in your mind? Or I need what would offer comfort to you right now. Or I will, is there any action that you want to take based on that experience? And lastly, we have the fire element, which is the soul. Is there any purpose or meaning that you are choosing to create and to take out of that situation? Is there anything that you want to learn and grow from it? There's also a type of journaling that it's called memoir journaling. Lana Blakely, who is a great YouTuber, she has a course on that on Skillshare. They have a 10-day free trial. I can drop a link in the description below. And by the way, this is not a sponsored video, but it would be something that would help you getting inspired by writing on a diary and also having a memoir journal. And also remember that there are no rules when it comes to journaling. Spelling doesn't matter, grammar doesn't matter, penmanship doesn't matter, unless you choose to, right? You make your own rules when it comes to writing your own diary. It's you, it's your own mirror, it's your own life. And if you choose to, can also get creative. For example, Frida Kahlo not only used her journals to write, but she also drew on them. So for example, you can attach photos, you can have, I don't know, airplane tickets, you can paste dry flowers. The possibilities are infinite. Even though the etymology of the word diary means daily, you can actually choose your own frequency. Maybe you can actually write it daily, maybe it is weekly, maybe it is monthly, maybe you go through seasons, and that's okay. As long as you write, there is no way that you can fail at writing a diary. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if you write on a diary, if you have any tips, what's your experience, and if you want to stay in touch with me, remember to subscribe, and I will see you next week.